starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? I tell you, the internet is dragging. It is dragging, but we are about to get started with our profitable and productive Friday. Let's see here. All right, everybody that's on, I need y'all to help me test the system. Let me know if you can hear me. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. If you are in the group, can you hear me? Let me bring myself on right here. We gonna do this. All right, and now you can see me. Let's do a quick test here. So I want to make sure everyone can hear me. Last week, well, not last week, our last time together 2 weeks ago was my first time using this streaming software. So we're trying to work out the hiccups, technology. I told y'all last time, technology is like a child, honey. Sometimes you want to hug it and sometimes you want to put it in timeout, okay? So I'm looking down because I'm checking the group to see if y'all can see me, if I can see myself. All right. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. So, y'all put in the chat, those of you that are BPC members, you already know what we do in the beginning. Look, we we have been trained, right? When you jump on, you let us know where you're chiming in from, where you're watching. I know some of you may be at work, and I don't want you to get in trouble. You might be listening, but if you can slip over and just type real quick where you're chiming in, uh, don't get in trouble, but just let us know where you are chiming in from. And again, let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. And definitely ask your questions all throughout, and I will try my best if I can see them. I will try my best to answer them. And if you're watching the replay and you have questions or you have comments, put them in there because I did go back and I watched the replay from 2 weeks ago. So I was able to see all of the comments, which for some reason I can't pull it up on my phone. I don't know what's happening. I'll go out and come back in on the Facebook group. But let me introduce myself. My name is Nichica Melton, and I am your simplified productivity coach. And what that means is I work with high achieving professionals and entrepreneurs just like you, just like you. I provide you with customized strategies, customized, because there is no one size fit all in this game. Customized strategies that will increase your productivity, your profits, your peace, and bring balance back into your life within 90 days or less. And funny thing, when I was watching the replay, the captions try to get all your words, honey. If you was just reading the captions and not listening to what I was saying, you would be like, what is she talking about? Because the words, they were not, I don't know if I'm just too country, if I hit too much ebonical on that day, because I'm going to do it again. But the words were not matching at all. And it could have all the way thrown you off. Okay. So I'm still, y'all, I hope y'all can see me because I cannot see anything in the Facebook group. Okay. Well, we're going to get started. We're gonna get started. Now, I noticed the last broadcast when I was going over some of the foundational stuff that you all could not hear what I was saying. You could read it because it was on the screen, but you could not hear me. So I'm going to go back through those foundational pieces. And then today we're going to talk about goal setting. Goal setting. All right, so let me bring this up. All right. So this is one of the foundational slides that I had up 2 weeks ago, just to talk about what productivity is. And productivity, in its simplest definition, is the act of focusing on and completing the tasks that need to be completed in order to accomplish the established goals that will lead you to success. That's what being productive is. It's not about just being busy, but you're focusing on the things and completing them. So it's not just thinking about it. Okay? It's not just thinking about it. It's completing it. Completing it so that you can accomplish the things that lead you to your definition of success. Did you notice that I said your definition of success? I can't tell you what being successful looks like for you. I can say what it looks like for me, but I can't say what it looks like for you. So when we talk about being productive, it's not just having 50 gazillion ideas. It's about prioritizing and focusing on the things that are going to help you accomplish your goals. It requires a mind shift, a mindset shift, a mindset shift. What we take in, we produce. Whether it's a part of what we listen to, what we watch, it all becomes a part of who we are. Whether it's music, television, conversation, environment. And if you remember from our last interaction together, environment is one of the things that's on the circle of life. And it strongly impacts your mindset. Strongly impacts your mindset. Everything you take in makes an imprint. So we have to be willing to do a mindset shift. When you're on these lives with me, you have to be willing to do a mindset shift. Okay? So that is the foundation of how we began. And that's the simplified version. I did go into a lot more detail with a lot more examples, but that is the gist. So when you are talking about being productive, And when you are talking about doing things a better way, and a more efficient and effective way that's going to lead you to the success that you've defined for yourself, not comparing to other people. Because when we start talking about these goals, these have to be your goals. Okay? It can't be what you spent, you spent the last 30 minutes scrolling, right? And you're trying to make somebody else's life your reality. What are your goals? And it's not just about putting stuff on paper to be able to check it off and say, "Oh, I did that." Is it leading you to the success that you say you want for yourself? And for those of y'all that have been on my lives before or in my masterminds, I'm pausing because I want you to get it in your shanana. Okay, I want you to get it in your shanana. I want you to digest what I'm saying. Don't just hear what I'm saying. Digest what I'm saying. Why can I not see this in the Facebook group? I do not know. Let's see. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can see me. Lord have mercy. Hopefully. It's saying that the live hasn't started yet. That can't be right. All right. Let's keep going. It's recording. We might have to just put the recording on the Facebook group. I don't know, but all right. So let's look real quick. This is what we did last time. Okay. We did the circle of life. That sheet should look very familiar. It is in your profits planner. We went through, we talked about where we were, where we wanted to be, subtracted it from each other, filled it in here. Let me see if I can grab the one from the whiteboard that had the numbers on it. Let me see. And again, it's obviously, it may be different for you. It may be different for you, the three that we narrowed down to, and it's not pulling up. But what we are going to look at for our hypothetical person is going to be business and career, finances and money, personal development. Those were the three highest areas. And if you were not on the live 2 weeks ago, again, this is in your profits planner. You want to make sure you order. If you have been paying attention to Coach Taria's Instagram, she did give a little glimpse of the new planner. If y'all were paying attention, if you missed it after this, not right now, after this, go to her Instagram and just kind of scroll through, and you'll see the new profits planner. But the circle of life is still in there because it gives you that snapshot. So what we're going to do today is we are going to talk about goals. This is what the sheet looks like. Okay, I'm going to add it to the whiteboard. So if you happen to be following in your profits planner, The one that you have right now, you want to go to the goal setting page. And before we do that, before we even start diving into what your goals are for those three areas, we got to talk about this: the SMART goal system. And it is a system. Okay. And a lot of people, I will ask them, have you heard of SMART goals? Are you familiar with SMART goals? And the answer is always yes. Yes. Do you apply it? Hmm. That's where the brakes come in. The squeaky brakes, okay? No. The SMART goal system is so intricately helpful when you're talking about what goals you need to focus on. And I'm going to give you an example. For those of you that have been on the Monday night calls with BPC, and if you're not a BPC member, you need to get on it. I talked about how I have spent the last few Sundays teaching some productivity strategies and techniques and vision writing and those types of things to the congregation that I'm a part of. And we got to the end. Last Sunday was our last time together, and a perfect question was asked. The question was, I have my big goal for the year. I have my other goals broken down. But one of the goals that I had for myself was that I want to study the book of Ephesians. Now, this person is already, as their big personal goal, reading through the Bible for the year. So my comment to them was, because they asked me, they said, how do I know which goals to do? Okay, because it in the initial thought, it aligned with her big goal for herself. And my comment was, you have to put it through the SMART goals system. You have to put it through the SMART goals system. We went through, is it specific? Well, yeah. She wants to study the book of Ephesians, that specific book. Is it measurable? Yeah. She'll have her start date and her end date pretty confident that it will take her through the year. Seeing as how we are, basically at the end of April. It will take her through the year to do an in-depth study. Is it achievable? That's where we paused, because she's already reading through the Bible. I said, is it achievable for you? And she sat there and said, I don't think it is. I said, okay, so we know it's not achievable. Is it relevant or realistic for you? And she was like, mm-mm. That's how you know. Because we will add things, we will add goals in because they sound good. Oh, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. Can you? Should you? Because just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Okay? The SMART goal system is there for a reason, and I want you to start utilizing it. You can actually put it, you can find anywhere on Google. They actually also, because I got this one in Canva, If you wanted to find one in Canva, maybe print it out, put it at the beginning of your planner, whether you had the profits planner or whatever, put it at the beginning of your planner. And the reason that I say that is because I saw that some people did the 5K in 5 day, and you said you had your planner, but it wasn't the profit planner, honey. It wasn't the profit planner. So, whatever you have, what we would like you to migrate to is the profits planner, because it was designed by Coach Taria with coaches, authors, speakers in mind. Okay? Put this in the front. We're getting ready to talk about goal setting. We're going to put it against the SMART goal system, because you have various areas that you're going to be working on at the same time. Okay? You're going to pick 2 or 3, no more than that, because then you get into that lane of overwhelm. We're not in the business of doing stuff just to be doing it. Again, being productive is focusing on and completing those tasks that lead you to the accomplishment of the success that you've defined for yourself. So it ain't just about doing stuff just to be doing it. Okay? Have that SMART goal system ingrained in you. And then be okay with saying no to yourself. And it may be that it's not you can't do it at all, but you just can't do it what? Right now. And that's okay. Because anything you plan on doing, you want to do it to the best of your ability. Don't be halfway doing anything. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for. Okay? So SMART goal system: specific, measurable, achievable. Now, depending on where you get the picture from, the R can either be relevant or realistic. They're interchangeable. If you see realistic, it's still a SMART goal system. And then time bound. Okay? SMART goals for smart people. Hallelujah. All righty. So we're going to go to the whiteboard and we're going to start looking at the goal setting sheet. So give me a minute. Let's pull this puppy up. I'm going to move me over here. Let's do this. Oh, Lord, you know what? I was just humming. If y'all have ever watched My Wife and Kids, and that the little boy that was a genius, and he had those sneakers that lit up and did music. Why did that just pop into my head? I mean, for real. For real. Why did that just pop into my head? Lord have mercy. Okay. Let's get this whiteboard going because it's not acting right. Let's see. Y'all give me a second. The whiteboard is not coming up. There we go. And that's the old one. That's our old sheet from last time. Let's magnify this so you all can see it. And these are the 3 areas that we are going to be working in. Okay? So now we're going to add another image. Why am I still doing that? This is for anyone. I just got a question that came through the comments. This is for anyone. Um, it is not just internal students. Thank you for asking, though. Thank you for asking. All right, let's see. Add some media here. Y'all, why is this not trying to do right for me? Delete. All right, hold on. We'll do it this way. We're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. All right. Let's just do it like this. Okay. This is your goal setting sheet that is in your profits planner. Okay. You're only going to focus on 2 or 3 areas. Don't try to be Superman, Superwoman. Okay? Each sheet is for your goal. You see that it's got a start date and a due date. Okay? You also see that you're tracking your progress. So this is not about assuming. This is not about I think. Okay? No, we're not doing I think at all. We're going to know where we are, 0 to 100%. Then you have your action steps. This is the part right here, this and this. Obstacles and challenges. Can you predict everything that's going to go wrong? No. No. You cannot predict that. And we're not talking about everything that can go wrong. What you're thinking about, what could be some challenges that I might face in this? So let's give an example. When you talk about finances, right? Finances and money. If you are a solopreneur, this is your business is all that you do. One obstacle or one challenge is you may not have as many clients a particular month. So that's going to affect your money, like directly. If you are on a job and your pay is set, yes, you're hourly, but they don't give you opportunity for overtime. What you make is what you make. And the last time you got a promotion, that sucker was 50 cents per hour. So you didn't even see that, honey. You didn't even see it. So then you're trying to use that job to finance some of the things that you need to do. So if you were thinking about doing a big trip, you got to look at the finance and the money. Maybe it don't, depending on your goals for your business, it won't be a big trip. Okay? You may have to drive somewhere that's like 3 or 4 hours away versus flying, get a hotel. and drive back. Those are obstacles. Those are challenges. Okay? Because your money is at a place. It is what it is. Everybody, and I mean everybody, it doesn't matter the business. They have peak season and they have slow season. And it takes you a few years of being in your business to figure out what your roller coaster ride is. You can do a little bit of research for people that have similar businesses to see if, when they declare their peak and whatever season. But those are obstacles and challenges. We also talked about personal development. And we said that with this hypothetical person, one of the things that they were going to do, this is going to be one of their goals, is they're going to go through and scrub their email. Why? Because they have signed up for every free master class, mind whatever they have signed up for, honey. And they have more emails that they know good and doggone well that they're not reading. So their first goal is going to be scrubbing the email list. And I know that the hypothetical person is some of y'all. Oh, Lord. It's some of us. It's some of us, because when we hear free, our ears perk up. Oh, let me go do that. Let me go do that. Let me go do that. Remember the definition of productivity: focusing on and completing the tasks that are going to lead you to the success that you have defined for yourself. I'm pausing. Why am I pausing? Because you got to get it in your shanana. You got to digest that. Now, I know as BPC, we will jump on each other's free master class or whatever because we're supporting. That's different. That's different. We're supporting one another. Okay? But you got to make sure that what you're giving your time to is going to lead you to the success that you want for yourself. And that's just real talk. Don't be a professional student. Them, you know what professional students are. See, how many of y'all are in your social media? Professional students are like Jaden. They broke. Okay, they are broke like Jaden. Y'all remember that little boy who was sitting at his table and he was counting, he was doing his little homework, probably for first, second grade. And he was counting up the money that Jaden had, and it was like $1 and something. They said, well, how much money does Jaden have? That baby busted out laughing and said, Jaden broke. Professional students are broke. That's not what you want for yourself. It is not what you want for yourself at all. When we talk about who will help, that to some degree should take you out of your comfort zone. If you remember from 2 weeks ago when we were on the live, I made the statement, if you are the brightest bulb in your box, in your circle, if you are the brightest bulb, you got to change your circle because you don't have anybody around you challenging you. You have to change your circle. So when you think about who will help, don't just go to the people that you're comfortable with. Do a little bit of research. Do a little bit of research. I was watching a video, this multi-millionaire, and he said, and it obviously it has stuck with me. He said, broke people ask for referrals. Wealthy people ask for connections. Who can I connect with? Who can you connect me to? He said it's all in your language and it shifts your mindset. Now, I ain't calling nobody. I ain't calling nobody on this live right now. And if you watching the replay, I ain't calling anybody broke. I'm not. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Remember at the beginning, I said mindset shift. We got to shift how we think, which will shift how we speak, which will shift how we move. Oh, somebody could put that to some music and that would be bomb right there. I'm just saying, shift how you think, which will shift how you speak and shift how you move. So go outside of your comfort zone. Coach Taria posted today about connecting to your local networks, Chamber of Commerce, organizations that are going to have heavy hitters. They'll have people that are at the beginning stages and all the way up the spectrum. And I'm going to tell you something. There are people that are millionaires that are so unassuming because they're not in flashy cars. They're not in flashy suits. They're not blinged out with all the jewelry and got on so much cologne that it'll make you choke. They're low key. Because in their mindset, they're very clear on who they are and where they're going. They don't have to broadcast it. And which is one of the things that I love about Coach Taria, because if you saw her out and about, you wouldn't know the level of her bank account. Okay? You would not know. She's a very down-to-earth person. So allowing yourself to be in those types of networking environments will allow you to see who you can connect to. If you remember the that movie that Will Smith did, oh gosh, where he was the salesman. It was him and his son. I cannot remember the name of it. But there's a scene where he is at his cubicle and they give them a list of people to call. And they say, start at the bottom of the list and you have to work your way up because you have to earn what's at the top of the list. And my mind said, well, why would you even give them the list with all the high dollar people at the top? Because I'm going to call them. What? And that's what he did, because the people at the bottom, he kept getting no, kept getting no, kept getting no. So he went to the top of the list, called, and then showed up at the person's house. Because he understood who he needed to get connected to. Now, let me lean in on this part right here. Don't go stalking nobody. Okay, then. Yes, they say it takes about 7 or 8 touches, whether it's email, text message, phone call, as we've seen many times, there's people that are now in BPC and they've been watching Coach Taria for 2 years before they came on board. Please don't go stalking nobody. Oh, Father, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Okay? But get yourself in a networking environment. Ask questions. You ain't got to tell people all your business, because I'm going to tell you what, some folks will steal your stuff. You don't have to tell people all your business, but have an idea of where you're going, what kind of help you need. Even if you don't know the person's name, describe them. In this Who Will Help section, describe the type of person you need to help you accomplish this goal. Because I know some of you will say, I don't know what I don't know. And you're 100% correct. But if you can describe that person, you're going to connect or be led to the connection that closely resembles who they are. Now, if anybody's ever told you that, because I know they ain't, baby, I'm dropping nuggets up in here today, honey. I'm dropping nuggets. I am dropping gold nuggets up in here today because I knew. Ain't nobody ever told you that. I knew it. Okay. But that is one of the ways to work this section of Who Will Help until you get your connections together. And the other part of that is, once you make that connection, there's a saying that people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Put them in their right lane. Put them in their right lane. I'm not saying disconnect from them, but y'all ain't got to go to lunch every week. Y'all ain't got to be emailing each other. When you see each other at the networking meeting, what's up? How you doing? I'm great. Bada bing, bada boom. We're moving on. Okay? Because you got to make room for the next person that you're going to connect with so they can do what they do for you. Make sense? Does it make sense? Of course it does. Now, this part right here, I wish I was sitting in front of y'all because I would want to know who knows what this acronym means. If you've been in the network marketing arena, you know this. You know this. If you haven't, you'll know it when I say it. This little area right here, let me make it, let me try to make it bigger a little bit. There you go. There you go. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? That's what that stands for. What's in it for me? Okay? What am I going to get out of it? What's going to be my end result? And again, when you're doing your goals, don't forget about that SMART goal system. So let's go, and I don't know why the whiteboard isn't working. I have no earthly idea why it's not bringing my forms up. Let me try again because I do want to type in. Let me try one more time. Maybe we can make it happen. Uh-oh. 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 let's do this. Let's clear this. Let me move this. It's not doing it. Hold on. Wipe this off. Move you over here. All right, y'all. I think we cooking with fish grease up in here today. Let's see. We're gonna remove this one. All right. Let's magnify it some more. So let's pick. All right, let's start with the goal for the finances. And we're gonna make this thicker, darker. Because if I try to type it, it doesn't come in very big, but we'll normal, code, hand drawn. Let's see what it does. Let's say the start date is, oh, it's not doing that. Okay. It's gonna make me hand draw it, yeah. Okay, let's say the start date is today. Come on. Trying to make this thicker. 4/25. Bring it back down. Child, this guy, and I know y'all can see this writing up here, but I can't see it. So we're gonna put our start date in today. I'm gonna bring it back. Because when I was watching the replay, y'all could see the screen where things had moved, but I could not see it, which is so crazy. So crazy. Y'all, me and this thing about to fight. I don't like losing. Okay, let's discard. Okay, create a new sheet. We're gonna start this thing over. There we go. So you're gonna put in your start date, and you have to decide Because in the instructions, it says each month select 1 to 2 goals for each area of your life. Make your goal clear and use these steps to identify how to achieve it. Now, here's the thing. There's going to be some goals, it's going to take you longer than a month. Ma'am and sir, ma'am and sir, don't be trying to overwhelm yourself and stress yourself out because you think every goal has to be accomplished in 30 days. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Okay? And when you do your planning for it, and you say, well, Miss Nichica, how do I plan? You book a call with me and we get to working. That's how you plan. Okay then. Okay then. Because again, this is what I do. There are some goals in those areas that it's going to take you more than 1 month. Let me tell you something. In the financial world, because one of the areas was finances and money. If you're that person that money runs through your fingers like water, or you don't really know your financial habits, you spent money because you can look in your house, in your office, in your car, them crumbs that's in between your seats. No harm, no shade, no disrespect. And know that you spent money, but you don't know your financial pattern. In the financial world, it takes 90 days for you to learn what your budget should be. 90 days. Period. 90 days. So, and then at the end of that 90 days, you're able to take the averages to be able to create your budget. So if you're trying to put yourself on a realistic budget, it's going to take you 90 days. But your goal may be create personal and professional, which could be for your business budget. I'm telling y'all something, trying to write with a mouse, that is not the way to go. You would put the start date. We already know the due date is going to be 90 days from the day that you start. And at the end of each month, you know that you are a third of the way there. Okay? So just to be realistic with yourself, in any financial program, they will tell you it takes 90 days to create that budget. Now, let's say, let's scroll down. Let me see if it'll let me erase this. Now, let's say, because the other goal was personal development. The other area was personal development. And I don't know why this is going so small. Okay. One of your goals, scrub your email list. That's the first thing. Scrub email list. And what I would suggest is at the top of your goal setting sheet, write down which area you are working on. Now, here's the other I won't say tricky part, but this is the other thing to take note of. We know that we have 2 to 3 areas that we're working in, right? We have the business and career, finance, money, personal development. You may decide that for this month, all the goals that I'm focusing on have to do with personal development, or all the goals that I'm working on for this month are finance, or all the goals that I'm working on are business and career, which the personal development and the finance are going to impact the business and career. And let me say this to you as well. If one of your high levels or the areas that you needed to work on is environment, tackle that first. Because an environment can either make you thrive or it can kill you. It can suck the life out of you. So we all grown. Put on your big girl drawers, your big boy drawers, okay? Do that and get your environment together. Make those hard decisions, those hard moves, obstacles and challenges, okay? So if it's environment or professional or whatever, you're going to put your goal up here, start date, realistic due date, okay? Because no shade, no harm, no disrespect. If you're talking about losing weight and then you going to put up here for a goal, I'm going to work out 5 days a week, you a 5-day-a-week lie. Boy, let me tell you something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Smart system. You got to have your SMART goals. What's realistic? You got your action steps here. It could be week number 1, I'm going to work out 2 days. Week number 3, I'm going to work out, or week number 2, I'm going to work out 3 days. And you stay at 3 days for a little bit. Then you add a day. You got to create the habit. Do you know how long it takes to create a habit? There was a study that came out one time that said it took like 32 days. I said, whoever created that study, they were high. They were high. 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. That's why do y'all think Coach Taria keeps saying, if you stick to it for 90 days, if you stick to it for 90 days, it takes 90 days to get that thing imprinted on every part of your being. And if you're on the call and you were the person that created the study, okay, that's all I'm going to say. Because I said what I said. All right. So you would put your realistic action steps. And what I like to think with the action steps are, what am I going to do each week? Think of it as your steps for the week. What am I going to do each and every week? Okay? And I would also encourage you, because our hour is almost up, I would encourage you to really look at the why, the what's in it for me of your goals. Does it align with the success that you say you want? Does it align with that? Or are you trying to live somebody else's life? Coach Taria did a post that said, don't compare your day one, your first day in to somebody's day 101. 2 different places. 2 different places. They've already gone through the trials that you're about to walk through. Don't compare. Do not compare. Okay? Do not do that to yourself. But go through your goal setting sheet now that you are more familiar with how this thing works, and fill it out. You have several sheets within your profits planner for your goals. Again, if you're doing finances, you got to have 90 days of you logging in your stuff in order to come up with your budget. If you try to shortcut that, you're shortcutting yourself. That's just what it is. Okay? Listen, on this profitable and productive live session, I'm giving high overviews. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty of how I can help you create your goals, your vision for yourself, help you take you through the process of defining what success looks like for you, then I want you to go to my website. And it's very easy to remember. It's www.mindingmybusiness.vip. Mindingmybusiness.vip. See, you got it right up there? Bam! And let me help you walk through that process, because when I was doing this with my church family, and I did a very high level overview over a period, it was like a month and a half. I had in that audience were medical professionals, like physician assistants, PAs, they up on in there, retirees, childcare professionals, students, entrepreneurs, the whole gamut was in there. And the consensus was, at the high level that I was teaching it at, because I couldn't do a one-on-one, they worked. But they were getting stuff done with things that they thought were only dreams. When you can make your dream a reality, baby, you doing something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you can make your dream a reality. And that's what I'm here for as a simplified productivity coach. So head to my website. Let's make it do what it do, wop, wop. And listen, I hope y'all have a fantabulous weekend. And I will see y'all second and fourth Friday of every month. Second and fourth Friday of every single month. We're going to make it do what it do. All right? Let me check. Okay, so I did have some comments. How often do we have to fill it? So with your goal, are you talking about the goal sheet, or were you talking about the circle of life? With your goal sheet, you would do another one as you reach your goals. That's why you have a start and an end. It would not be, this is not for a 4-year goal. Okay? No. That's going way out. So this is talking about monthly goals. Monthly goals. Okay. And so what's up, everybody that is chiming in from YouTube? Because y'all came in with the questions. So yes, this is for your monthly goal. You want to fill it in as you complete when you saw on there, you saw your start date and your due date. At the end of that due date would be your next phase. That's how you want to look at that. Okay. All right, y'all. So definitely go back and watch the replay, share it. If you can, I don't know what kind of locks are on the BPC sites, if you can share it or not. But listen, you can share it with your mouth and get people in so we can make it do what it do. Y'all have a fantastic Friday, and I'll see you in about 2 weeks. Take care.